Of course, I don't want to know much in detail, but how do you protect yourself? I mean both physically and energetically.
I don't. Because people have said to me many times, why don't you have bodyguards, or do you have bodyguards? And I say, well, absolutely bloody not. Because what is a bodyguard? A bodyguard is a physical expression of a mental state. And that mental state is, I accept that something could happen to me. I accept that I could be killed, or this could happen to me, or that could happen to me. Therefore, I need protection. This guy in a dark suit and glasses. I don't accept that. Because once you accept into your sense of reality that things could happen to you, then they're far, far more likely to happen. Because you are creating the energetic mental state in which they can manifest. I don't accept that that can happen to me, and if it can't happen to me, I don't need bloody bodyguards, thank you very much. In terms of energy and protecting yourself from manipulation of energy, and there is a lot in that, there's a lot of people manipulated by being energetically targeted, electromagnetically targeted in many and various ways to destabilize the health of the body and the mind and emotions and everything. And I've experienced that over the years. But if I keep my heart open and I go on doing what I know to be right, as opposed to what I think is right for me in the moment, but what is the right thing to do in this time. Okay, this might have unpleasant consequences for me, but it's the right thing to do. If you do that, all these mental and emotional states are manifestations of vibrational states. The more fear you're in, the slower your energy vibrates, so it becomes denser. And when you keep your mind open, you keep your heart open, and you do what you know to be right, that manifests as a vibrational state, quite a high vibrational state, quick. Now, if I'm vibrating faster because of that, and I'm not saying me, I'm saying anybody, than the control system, which is based on slow density, which is why they're trying to pull humanity all the time into fear and stress and worry and depression, because that pulls you into their density. But if I'm vibrating quickly, or anyone is, because of their state of being, then the control system cannot energetically, vibrationally connect to me. If it cannot connect vibrationally, it cannot connect physically, because the physical is just an expression of the vibrational, the information. So I'm not saying a lot of people go through this energetic protection and my aura and all that stuff, and good luck to them. Everyone makes a choice. Good luck to them. I respect it. But if you in any way become obsessed with protection, what you're saying is, I accept something can happen to me. In which case you're creating an energetic environment in which it could well happen to you. I don't accept that. So I don't protect myself. Why? Because I don't need protecting.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're virtually like invisible for them.
Well, they can see me, but vibrationally invisible, in the sense that they can't lock in. If you can't lock into you vibrationally, they can't lock into you physically. Wow. I remember a great friend of mine, Credo Mutwa, the Zulu shaman, who's in his 80s now. The man's extraordinary, an incredible library of knowledge of African history and esoterics and all the rest of it. And he did some throwing the bones, as they say, in Africa, but it's like tarot cards or rune stones, that sort of stuff, which he's very skilled in. And he did it for me once when I was with him. I'm going to see him again soon. And he said, they've tried to kill you many times. He said, but they can't do it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. But I realized why they can't do it. Because if they can't get to me energetically, they can't get to me physically. They can't do it. And it's the same with anybody that reaches a certain vibrational state. They can't.
It's amazing. Thank you. So there's another question.
David, those who know you can really feel that you represent the consciousness for the new era of living on this planet and beyond. You gather enormous informations and insights of possible new architecture for years to come. Won't you feel to form international teams to start creating new society?
Well, I'm not an organization person. Organizations form where of not so much organizations as organization is what we need. And there's different ways of organizing. You can sit around a table and take minutes and discuss your next move and all the rest of it. But that's working with mind. And mind is a very low level of awareness and consciousness. Or you can just follow your intuitive knowing. And when you do that, the connections are made through synchronistic, quote, coincidence. Things just fall into place because like people with like intent gravitate to each other. What's that line we have? Birds of a feather flock together. Well, vibrationally, that's true. And what's happening now as people go through this vibrational transformation is they're finding that their old life is disappearing, their old friends, acquaintances, even partners, etc. are going out of their lives and new people are coming in. What's happening is they've gone to a new vibrational state, so they're no longer syncing with those that are in the old vibrational state they were in, which attracted to them before, and other people come into their lives that match the new vibrational state they've gone into. And this comes by changing your attitude, opening your mind, opening your heart and all that stuff. And that for me is the most powerful form of organization. And once we come together, if we keep following our intuition and don't let mind dominate our perception, then all that's necessary to be done will just fall into place. The right people will come together, the right people will decide what they're going to do once they come together, and organization in various ways will manifest as a result of that. But for me, the most important thing that people can do in the if you like the physical world is to stop cooperating with the system, because 7 billion people can only be controlled by, literally compared with 7 billion, a handful. If the 7 billion give their power away, give their right to free thought away, give their right to deciding their own lives and destiny away, and acquiesce to the laws and impositions of the few. And it's not that we need to fight, we don't. What's the use? What do you get if you fight? You have a battle. You know, what do you do if you fight for peace? How can you fight for peace? You can't fight for peace, you peace for peace. So fighting is you know, ridiculous. You know, okay, now we've got two people fighting, or the world's moved on. We need to just calmly, but with total determination, cease to acquiesce en masse with a system of control. Because if we do that, the system cannot cope. Because the system has so few people in it that are knowingly doing this, they need vast chunks of the rest of the population who are not knowingly doing it to administer the control system for them. And they need then vastly greater numbers to acquiesce to the control system that they've formed. If these two groups, those within the control system who are administering it in uniforms and dark suits, but in up to this point non-awareness that that's what they're doing, if they cease to cooperate, oh, I've got picked up by a thorn here, and the people being dictated to cease to cooperate with it, then all that's left are the few at the top who are dictating the system at the moment for other peoples to impose. And at that point, they've got no power whatsoever. Like I say, the power at the pyramid is at the bottom, not the top. The capstone's up there because the rest of the pyramid's holding it up there. When we cease to do that, and there are signs now, it's just starting to awaken and gather, then that comes crashing down, and that's what's going to happen. Not tomorrow, but it's going to happen.